Section 00 of Narrative of the Life and Adventures of Henry Bibb, an American Slave, written by himself. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by James K. White. Narrative of the Life and Adventures of Henry Bibb, an American Slave, written by himself. Introduction, Report, and Author's Preface. Introduction. From the most obnoxious substances we often see spring forth beautiful and fragrant flowers of every hue, to regale the eye and perfume the air. Thus frequently are results originated which are wholly unlike the cause that gave them birth. An illustration of this truth is afforded by the history of American slavery. Naturally and necessarily, the enemy of literature, it has become the prolific theme of much that is profound in argument, sublime in poetry, and thrilling in narrative. From the soil of slavery itself have sprung forth some of the most brilliant productions, whose logical levers will ultimately upheave and overthrow the system. Gushing fountains of poetic thought have started from beneath the rod of violence that will long continue to slake the feverish thirst of humanity outraged, until swelling to a flood it shall rush with wasting violence over the ill-gotten heritage of the oppressor. Startling incidents authenticated, far excelling fiction in their touching pathos, from the pen of self-emancipated slaves, do now exhibit slavery in such revolting aspects as to secure the execrations of all good men, and become a monument more enduring than marble, in testimony strong as sacred writ against it. Of the class last named is the Narrative of the Life of Henry Bibb, which is equally distinguished as a revolting portrait of the hideous slave system, a thrilling narrative of individual suffering, and a triumphant vindication of the slave's manhood and mental dignity. And all this is associated with unmistakable traces of originality and truthfulness. To many, the elevated style, purity of diction, and easy flow of language frequently exhibited, will appear unaccountable and contradictory in view of his want of early mental culture. But to the thousands who have listened with delight to his speeches on anniversary and other occasions, these same traits will be noted as unequivocal evidence of originality. Very few men present in their writing composition so perfect a transcript of their style as is exhibited by Mr. Bibb. Moreover, the writer of this introduction is well acquainted with his handwriting and style. The entire manuscript I have examined and prepared for the press. Many of the closing pages of it were written by Mr. Bibb in my office, and the whole is preserved for inspection now. An examination of it will show that no alteration of sentiment, language, or style was necessary to make it what it now is in the hands of the reader. The work of preparation for the press was that of orthography and punctuation merely, an arrangement of the chapters, and a table of contents. Little more than falls to the lot of publishers generally. The fidelity of the narrative is sustained by the most satisfactory and ample testimony. Time has proved its claims to truth. Thorough investigation has sifted and analyzed every essential fact alleged, and demonstrated clearly that this thrilling and eloquent narrative, though stranger than fiction, is undoubtedly true. It is only necessary to present the following documents to the reader to sustain this declaration. For convenience of reference, and that they may be more easily understood, the letters will be inserted consecutively, with explanations following the last. The best preface to these letters is the report of a committee appointed to investigate the truth of Mr. Bibb's narrative, as he has delivered it in public for years past. Report of the undersigned committee appointed by the Detroit Liberty Association to investigate the truth of the narrative of Henry Bibb, a fugitive from slavery, and report thereon. Mr. Bibb has addressed several assemblies in Michigan, and his narrative is generally known. Some of his
Sample complete. Ready to continue?